Hello, everybody. It's Mun Riddling. Okay, to the questions. Wow, I look like crap. I need to cut my bangs. But yeah, anyway, to the questions. Bugsu asks, has playing the Riddler inspired you at all, i.e., to be a better person or to change habits or pick up a hobby? Not exactly. Well, I mean, he's helped me. I look at riddles more, and I feel like I'm better than I was. But it could just be that I'm not actually completely as terrible as I've always thought, and I'm actually looking at them because playing the Riddler, you ignore riddles. That's kind of a stupid thing to do, you know. Uh, no, I haven't really changed though. Not really to be a better person. I don't know how that would really work. I mean, I care about him a lot and I would take care of him, but that's the same for a handful of characters too. That he's just one of the more morally ambiguous ones. I've also noticed that I notice my own quirks that are a little similar to his, like just hand gestures and stuff, like talking with my hands and spinning pens when I hold them. Wow, my forehead is huge. But not really other things. Okay. Goodbye Northern Lights asks, what do you think at this point is the worst thing that could happen to Eddie? The best. And on a mundane note, you mentioned applying to a community college on your personal blog. What things are you hoping to study? Well, the worst thing that could probably happen to Eddie is that he's left behind by pretty much everybody he's learned to care about, which is only a handful of people really. Raheem, Vex, and Narcy, and possibly Kodak. Yeah, Kodak. Kodak counts too. Being backstabbed by them, especially. Like, if they just quietly left him, I think he would be heartbroken, but I think he could at least slightly handle it. Or if they died, well, he'd have a complete breakdown, but it wouldn't, especially if it was his fault or something. But if they just like backstabbed him somehow, I'm not really sure. Right? One of the good things about Raheem is that there's not really a way he can do that, like without totally cheating on him or something. He can't really ruin everything, like, or he doesn't really have a motivation to do that. So yeah, but one of the all those things, like if he got backstabbed, he would probably either just goodbye Edward Nygma. There's just the Riddler left with a broken little piece of who he used to be. He would shove down completely deep, and he'd probably try to get revenge on him, like he did Gorman and then Julie when he figured out what what she did and what he thought Gorman did. And Gorman was a dick anyway. But anyway, that yeah. Basically being backstabbed is the worst thing that could happen. And the best, I don't really know. He's have he, he's got it pretty good right now. Well, I mean, probably being reformed is what most people would think as being a good thing, but just not being miserable. I think it would just be that basically the people he cared about were happy, like Raheem is mostly, but Vex and Narcy and Kodak have their problems and aren't and can't really communicate with each other and because of past issues, and that really kind of bothers him. And if that were not an issue, if they could just basically be friends, which sounds so cheesy, but whatever, he would be pretty good with that. And also, of course, if he could stay out of Arkham, but that's more of a life thing. So yeah, just the best would be being surrounded by people who cared about him and cared about each other and weren't dangerous to each other, basically. And the college thing, what sort of things am I hoping to study? I don't know. I've kind of picked like liberal arts creative writing, but I don't really. I'm not confident in this. I don't feel like this is. I mean, this is a better idea than just sitting at home for a third year and never leaving the house except for like walks around the block or like once a month, once every couple of months going to the library or the store or something. But I'm not really doing this because I really want to do it for the sake of doing it. It's just because I'm tired of watching my little sister all the time. And my parents kind of need to step up into being parents more than just kind of sort of caregivers to her. I mean, they love her, but I don't think they realize exactly how much I'm doing and how much she's counting on me, and I don't like that. And also, of course, I gotta do something, like I just said, instead of just sitting at home. I don't know. Thank you for the question, though. And Anon asked, for the video, what is the one place you would love most to travel to? I don't really care. As long as it's not really super cold, I would just like to visit the people I care about. Like, I don't care if it's their house, a tiny apartment and the sticks of nowhere, or big city, or on a mountain probably, except I wouldn't like that so much because the mountains are usually cold. But I don't really have a goal. Like, maybe New York City, actually, because I live in the same state, but I've never been there because it's on the other side of the state and I never go anywhere. We never ever go anywhere. But I'm not really afraid of crowds. I'm more afraid of individuals, like going into my own issues here. Like, if it's a handful of people around me, I get really freaked out. But if it's a huge crowd, I don't feel noticed, even though I'm tall and look like I'm gonna murder people with my default expression. Okay. Also, an anonymous asked earlier, I don't know if it was for the video or not, but it was, how long is your hair? I don't really know how to judge this. It's pretty long. It's like to my elbows, so, and I'm not exactly a small person, so I guess that counts as something. I don't really have a ruler or measuring tape anywhere around me, so I can't really measure it, but pretty long, and I'm not really thinking about cutting it beyond my bangs. Third anonymous, is there anything about Tumblr roleplay you dislike? Actually, I really, I started on LiveJournal and Dreamwidth, and that's pretty good, but just something about Tumblr just clicked with me, so I like most of it. What I don't like, oh god, it's a complete matter of taste. My personal taste, like, don't feel bad if you do the things that I kind of about, but couple things. I've noticed a username trend where you, like, X out a vowel or a single letter in a word. You just replace, like, the letter I with the letter X or something, and I just think it's kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know why it bothers me, honestly. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a trend that I'm not particularly fond of. And, well, obviously no one likes drama, and there seems to be a lot on Tumblr, and the fact that you can't block people kind of sucks, but yeah, anyway, properly, but anyway. And honestly, I don't like face claims very much. I'm just really weird in that I don't really like people. Like, this is my own thing completely, but, like, I roleplay with I roleplay with animated people, basically. Or I try my best to with animated people. Or for, comic characters, obviously, which, yeah, but, like, if you're a part of a live action thing, it's only a handful of live action people I don't even want to deal with. I'm sorry, I'm just really weird with that. I should probably stop talking, but I'm not going to. And just face claims. Why do you need like I said, it doesn't seem to be there doesn't seem to be a point, because usually, like I said, I look at people, and it's not, I don't look at the live action versions, I look at the comic versions, and then they use the same, and it's always the same famous people that Tumblr finds hot over and over again. I think I'm quoting someone on that, but yeah, it's just, I don't really want to see that over and over again. It's not interesting, and I just, I don't know. It just really bothers me, and I'm gonna stop it now. Okay, next question. Kitty Riddler asks, how do you get in character? What is your favorite genre of music, and what tense point of view do you like writing in? I get in character by canon review, basically. Because he's only in 3 episodes, and this depresses me a lot, and I'm not going to go into that right now because it makes me really angry, and I'm not. This is not the point right now. Usually he's in 3 episodes. Riddled, which is his introductory episode. Night in the City, which is kind of shares the time with Penguin and Joker and Batman and Yin and Gotham Police Department, and then Riddler's Revenge, where it's a quieter episode where he explains his origins and how he shifted from Edward Nygma to the criminal mastermind of the Riddler, basically, and how he was happier. No, I'll just go into that in a minute. But usually, I literally wake up. I have a TV in my room, and I have a nice DVD. I have a pretty good DVD player where if I turn it off and I turn it back on, it just starts at the place I turned it off at. So I usually do that. I wake up 6:30 in the morning. I sit up and I turn on Riddler's Revenge, and I just watch about half of it before I actually get up and start making sure Sarah didn't flood the bathroom or something. So yeah, usually it's just reviewing Riddler's Revenge, or sometimes Riddled when I'm thinking of him in more of a sadistic, more of a rude light, which I don't really play him as nasty as he can be, but that's mostly because on Tumblr he is surrounded by people he happens to not completely hate, so that's pretty good. I don't know what my favorite genre of music is. I like a lot of stuff, and I don't really know the names of a lot of genres. I don't like, just sound-wise, I don't like country, just because I don't really like the banjo or whatever the fuck it is, and I do not like Southern American accent, or yeah, not South American, but people from the south of the United States of America's accent, which makes me feel kind of bad because my uncle guy had one of those, but yeah. And what tense point of view do I like writing in? I usually like just third person. Limited, I think it's called. Just, one character's point of view, and then sometimes it can switch. I'm guessing you mean, like, just in general, like, writing stuff and not just roleplay, but it's usually that, or third person limited, present tense. Sometimes I try first person when I write, but it's kind of weird. I actually recently tried to do that, and I kind of like it, but it's also really weird because I'm used to first person being kind of shit. So it's just like, so I don't know. Okay, now I have a bunch of other questions. Excuse me. And they're all from Mr. Riddles. Thank you very much. But yeah, all the rest of these is gonna be okay. You interact with a lot of other Riddlers. How do you feel about each of them? Oh God, I don't know. I like most of them. Like the Kodak isn't ever. I've liked most of them. That's all I can really say is that, like, I mean, I've interacted with a couple, like, one-offs who I didn't like that much, but when that happened, I just didn't pursue them, or I never really acknowledged them after the first conversation they ever had. I honestly feel like what Marilyn does, like, I kind of feel really weird when I roleplay Marilyn because I kind of feel like, I can't really tell what's his feelings, what's actually his genuine feelings, and what I might be projecting on. Like, I know his, like, romantic feelings for Raheem are obviously his own. I do not want to fuck the siren. But, like Vex, adorable, sweet little brother Vex, who can do no wrong even when he does, we both kind of feel like that. in Narcy as kind of similar, but also kind of needs protection, is kind of really fucked up in the head. Um, I kind of feel we both kind of feel like that. And then Kodak, who we both worry about, and both kind of don't like that he's with the old man, but are not assholes enough to completely try to rip them away from each other. Basically, also the same. So it's just like we both like them, and yeah, that's all I can really. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how else to say than that. But yeah, those are the only Riddlers I really pay attention to anyway. Okay. In what ways, in your opinion, are they different? In what ways? Oh, I might have not entirely read through this question. In what ways, in your opinion, are they different? In what ways are they the same? How do you feel about how Marilyn's relationship with each of them has developed? I don't know. They're obviously different people, even with the same name and motif. Um, they just have similar paths, but they just kind of broke off depending on age and stuff. Oh crap! Whoa! I have been doing this so long. I really hope that didn't mess up the recording. Okay, I don't think it did. My computer went to sleep, or started to. My screen did anyway. Scared the crap out of me. I can't really answer that very well. They're just they're people. They're similar people, but they're different people. I don't know. And how do you feel about how Marilyn's relationship with each of them has developed? I'm mostly satisfied, 'cause well, with the old man, of course, I don't really mind that they've kind of went their separate ways and they're kind of going to avoid each other from now on. Um, oh, someone's at the door. Hi, Dad. I'm recording myself. With Vex and Marilyn, I just reread their like earlier threads, and it's so cute and fluffy, and now he feels so awkward and uncomfortable because of all the relationship issues that's been going on. It's kind of sad, and I don't really like that, and I want it to be fixed, but I don't know how to fix it because Marilyn's a stubborn ass. I like the friendship that he and Kodak have kind of made. Like, obviously, that's what I think of it as a friendship, but it's a thing. It's not incredibly outstanding, although it kind of is because, Marilyn doesn't like a lot of people. And of course with Narcy, his weird protective streak that is incredibly strong with him. I think that's pretty cool. Even though that he and Narcy are usually constantly worried about each other with most of their interactions. I would like that stressor to be either a lot less or a lot worse, because depending on if it's Mary's not misery versus my love of pain. Am I missing anybody? Okay, no, I don't think so. Okay, next question. Unfortunately, not a lot of people appreciate this version of the Riddler. If you could say one thing to try and open their minds, what would it be? I don't really know what I could say. I mean, just like, watch this, and then make them watch Riddled and Riddler's Revenge mostly. 'Cause, I don't know, or maybe just stop judging him on his looks, because that's literally all I see. I mean, I've ranted about this before, but it's not because it's never other things. It's never, oh, he's weird. It's rarely even, oh, he's from the Batman. That's such a dumb cartoon. It's always, he looks weird. He doesn't look like a Riddler. He has long hair. He has makeup. It's usually just that. Because he doesn't look like the usual Edward Nygma, so he must be inferior. He must be a weirdo. He must be someone you shouldn't pay attention to. And it's just, god damn it. And I can't really... If I could just ask people to give him a chance, that's that's what I can. That's the only thing I can really think of. Just stop judging him on his. Yeah. Next question. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Probably Death by Chocolate, except I don't really like that there are. I don't even remember what kind of nuts there are, but there are nuts in them and they don't taste great when I'm expecting to bite into a chocolate chunk and it's just, a chocolate covered thing. It's not very delicious. Okay. Next question. What has been your favorite interaction that you've RP'd as Marilyn? I actually like most of them. Like, other than one-off ones where I never really talk to the other people again, I can't really pick, because I just like it when he's interacting with anybody. Usually in a slightly fluffy way, honestly, even though I love pain a lot. Like, I'd have to say Cuddles, honestly. Cuddles with Raheem and Vex. I can't even pick just one, but just those, because they're adorable and he's content and I love reading over them again. um, it's just the Riddler, like just this version of the Riddler. I'm actually doing a private role play over on Dream with the Doctor, with the 11th Doctor, and I really like that, but that's not really Marilyn exactly. Okay, next question. What inspired you to start RPing as not only the Riddler, but this version of him? Basically because, he was underappreciated. Like, I wasn't gonna pick, if I had to pick another character, I wouldn't pick Riddler. I would never pick any other Riddler. I do like some of them, obviously, but I honestly did it like a mixture of, I found one other one who I kind of liked, but there were certain glaring differences that really bothered me, so I wanted to do my own interpretation. And like I said, he's very underappreciated, like we all know. He's never around, he's never seen around, he's never liked, so I just kind of wanted people to know, oh, this guy exists. Because most of the time he's completely ignored in like photo sets about the Riddler or the history of the Riddler, except for very small mentions in like tech stuff, and it just really bothers me. Also, I love him, which sounds really weird. Like, I'm not like, oh, I want to marry him if it were possible, but just he makes me really sad. He makes me really worry about him, like not many other TB characters do, and I just have a lot of feelings involving him. I have to. So I just picked him because if I was gonna pick someone, I had to pick someone I cared about, and I wanted to pick the Batman character. I was gonna pick either him or Langstrom, but at the time there was a different Langstrom happening, and I was afraid to ask them in case I was stepping on their toes. I did eventually, and I made Langstrom anyway, but because they gave me permission. But yeah, I just really love this Riddler, and he gives me feelings, and I want him to be known, and I'm staring at my little action figure of him. I just have feelings, okay? Okay. Next question. In what ways are you different from your character? In what ways are you similar? We kind of have similar attitudes sometimes in the people we care about. Like, we're really bad at reading other people. Like, if we care about someone, we're really shit at seeing their flaws. Um, uh, it's really hard to make friends, generally. Well, it's harder for him than me, usually, but once it happens, it's really hard to break that off, or make him stop giving a shit completely. Like, even with Julie, like his character, like, he left her, for revenge, but he never really did anything after that until he realized that she was the one who sabotaged and ruined his life. But yeah, of course I'm different in many ways as well. Like, he's a genius, I'm trying to not insult myself, but I'm not. I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree. He's obviously visual differences. He's a twig. I am a brick wall half the time, as some people think. Another, not insulting myself. Uh, One thing that really actually worries me about, again, how I project myself onto him is that I've been playing him more sad than bitter. Like, he's more bitter than me, and I'm more sad than he is, I guess. Usually. uh, he has a bit more of an ego than I do, maybe. I don't know. I don't really like thinking about this, then I end up just feeling really uncomfortable. Because, we do have similarities, but I say again, I feel like I'm projecting stuff on him and I can't really tell the difference in some cases, and it's really weird, and I think, yeah, I can't really think of any more to say. And last question, what is Marilyn's favorite flavor of ice cream? He would say, if you asked him, mint chocolate chip, because he is a gigantic nerd lord, and he does like the flavor a lot, but it's green also, so of course he's gonna pick that over pretty much anything else, because he has a problem. He has his motif and he sticks to it really hard. He has for years. He had before he was Riddler, that green color. But if he had no one watching him and he just picked a random thing, I think it would just be plain strawberry. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. Oh God, I look like crap. I just looked at myself again. God, look at my moon of a forehead. I swear to God. That's why I have bangs and I need to cut them again. But if I don't, then if I have anyone do it, they'll go like boom and then be terrible. But yeah, no more questions now. Thank y'all for the questions. They're great. They were great. I'm sorry if my answers were uninteresting. Um, Thank you again, and I'll probably be doing this again. It's only been 2 months, I think, maybe through April. I don't know. I'm really bad at even the most basic of math. Probably gonna do this again. So, thank you. See you around. I just slammed my elbow into the chair. Amazing. Ow.